Okay, let's go ahead and just get the video right out of the way. Since this is a small Jeep in some ways, it's going to be one video. I used to do them and I break them down, but that's usually more of an intricate listing, and this one is pretty basic. So first and foremost, this is a clean Texas Jeep. Okay, it's in Colorado, but meaning that it was inland Texas. There's not a spot of cancer on it. It's got a little oxidation here and there, but there's no scaling, no nothing like that. It is absolutely a cherry, and it's ready to be painted. Obviously it needs paint, or you can do whatever you want with it as far as paint goes. It runs like a top. Like literally, I'll show you here in a second. I will be able to not even get in it. Watch, it doesn't work now, but we'll see. And turn it over, and it should fire right up. That's how it's been running since I've had it. And yeah. So we just put a new tank, or a used, but we cleaned it out, tank in it, because I didn't even know when I got it. It didn't even have a tank installed in it. They just had a milk jug in it. So a little bit of filler in the corner, and I looked up in there. We scoped the inside on any of the box areas to make sure there wasn't any rust, and it looks like they probably just dinged up the corner. They did a really good job down through here, but then somebody at one time looks like they hit the corner again and cracked some of that. So a little bit of cleanup work there. But if you're looking for a CJ5, I mean, look at here. This is an area I love to show. This area, because this is, in a CJ5 or a 7, this is where you're going to see rot, and it's usually going to be the worst. This is where it's going to be blown out. So this tub is absolute. There's not a spot, not even the seams. Any of these are rusted. The frame is just as clean. The floorboards are nice. It does have the style of roll bar that ties into the floor if you want to put one of those in. We sell those. I thought it looked pretty cool the way it is, but I'm sure somebody's probably going to put that back to it. The one it had in it was kind of this goofy one that they had put in back here, and I just didn't like it. So I have that one. You're more than welcome to it. Just got the spoked 5 on 5.5 wheels, or 5 on 5 wheels, and hubs on the front with disc brakes, narrow track, of course. Seats we just put low backs in it. I thought they looked the best. They're got a tear here. You could redo these. These are an original Jeep seat, and to be honest with you, just low backs like this, reupholstered especially, but even in this shape, we get quite a bit for. So this is just the bare metal, nice and smooth. We haven't lost any material here. It's obviously paint is peeled off, and if you leave bare metal out, you get that. So, but main thing I want to show is this is all solid. So a little wire brush if you want, or some sandpaper and some paint, and you can go there. Oxidaze there, oxidaze there. So there's some oxidation on it, but no cancer. And I can't emphasize enough how important it is to deal with a tub like this. If you're going to do a frame off, this would be a great one. If you just want to paint it and use it, this is a great one. So, you got some options here. I own a Jeep parts yard. I've owned it for 18 years. It's been around since '84. This tub alone that's actually what I was going after when I bought it. It just runs so good. And it definitely has some military. We don't know exactly if it was on a base in Texas or what the life of this thing is, but a lot of this Jeep and the colors of this Jeep indicate that this was some kind of base Jeep. Now, I don't know 100% on that. It could have been somebody went and just found parts, yada, yada, yada. But everybody that I've talked to, and I'm talking to guys that have restored these things, have really gone out and said, you know what, when I first called, I said, no way. Now that I'm looking at it, yeah, I do think this probably was something that they kind of put, whatever they had together to make this thing what it is. And you got a nice uncut dash, obviously Army green, the windshield frame. And look, if you know more about these than I do, I've been doing this a long time, but I will not, especially in the CJ world, I'm still learning a lot. So if you know a little bit more, maybe you know it with this Jeep, by all means, reach out. I'd love to know more of the history on it, and I can pass that along to whoever ends up with this thing. And if it doesn't end up where we need it to be, then yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll part the tub out. The tub will go for, in this shape, probably $4,500-ish for a CJ5 like this, an original. So quite a bit. And then the motor, of course, and then it's Dana 20, T1, probably a T150. I think that's what it is. We looked at it. So anyway, got a nice column in it, key, all that jazz. So let me just, I'm going to give you, it's almost dark out here, so I'm going to give you the basics of it I can. Okay, MC20, pretty standard on that guy. And just want to show you undercarriage, since I didn't get a chance when it was in the lift, and we're so busy right now. It's just, okay, nice, clean under here, all the way up. It's been sitting here for a few days, no drips on it. These aren't as good as they once were. Okay, same thing here, nice and clean, all the way up. And then frame is absolutely cherry. Frame we get another $2,500 for, so it's worth it to. We usually part these things. I mean, it's very, very seldom I'll sell a Jeep whole, even in shape like this. It's just our margin, our way that we do. Hood's nice and clean. There's a couple dings, but nothing major. Windshield frame, fenders. For our purpose, it always has been. That's just what we have. So breather a little too popping out there, but 258. Now, some of you, especially guys in California or East Coast states that are heavy on emissions, this bad boy's got a smog pump on it. Once that was like the forbidden fruit. Nobody wanted them and they were ditching them. Now, that setup right there is very difficult to find, especially the brackets that hold it on. And it's got all the IAC valves and everything on it. So at least by visual, this should pass emission. I can't tell you if it's going to pass a sniffer test. You may have to tune the car, but oftentimes you do. But it will pass at least a visual for having that. And again, just that kit, that setup alone. And see, look at this real quick. We got, so there's some of the military stuff there. We got a stamp, and then there's a date code back here, and the fenders have it. So yeah. Okay. Now, let's see if I get myself, I have to call myself a liar here in a second. Hopefully not. I'm not going to do it, but the Jeep is cold. All right, you're going to have to take my word for that. We're in Colorado. If something's not going to run right, it's going to be in this state because our elevation is so high here, mile high. And so, let's see, okay? Oh, make sure she's, and I'll go for a little ride here in a second, but I want to be out of the Jeep just like I told you it should start, because it's been starting. Oop. Okay, there we go. Come on. All right, call me a liar. There we go. Okay, normally it's a little faster than that, but look at this, okay? I didn't get in the Jeep. I didn't give it any fuel. Listen, nice and smooth, okay? I'll open this hood one more time and show you. It is the smoothest 258. So anyway, I mean, there's not a blip in the thing. So again, for a base Jeep or something you just want to putz around in, just use it as is. You know, if it goes down to sea level, you might have to tune the carb a little differently, but it shouldn't be very hard to do. These are pretty simple carbs to do. My guess is it's been set up because I've never had a carb in Colorado run. Well, can't take it. We've had a few, but not like this. This thing runs phenomenal. So, okay, tailpipe. Okay, there's nothing coming out that thing, and it's not cold out right now, so it's all right. So let's just back it up. I got to take some photos before I lose light out here anyway. All right, so we got. I just forget. I think reverses. Okay, reverses forward on this, and that throws me every time. Oh shit. I'll take out another truck we got here. And no power steering right now. That is something we do sell a lot on these particular Jeeps. I don't know why the reverse is being almost sticky feeling. Okay, so that's what I was about to hit, which is also for sale if you happen to need a 100,000 mile 454 with an NV 4500 work truck. Only got 100K on it, AC. That's going to be listed here soon too. So just things I come across at auction sometimes. I don't know why that's so sticky. Maybe we just changed fluid in this thing, so that might be what's going on. I'll have to make sure you put the right gear oil in it, but definitely would help if it was power steering. But what I want to show you, I sold a CJ not so long ago, and this one about the same year actually. We got a little bit of hills up here, so let's see if we can get this thing. Of course, the knob here is not indicative of what it's actually in this thing, so of course that's not even screwed on at all. Okay, well, I'll have to make sure the fluids were put correctly in it, because we had this thing was perfect the other day as far as this goes, and I can't even get it to, there we go. Okay, so we're good. So sometimes you gotta low. Okay, so let's see if I can. Oh, come on. Yeah. Okay, there we go. I'll mess with that a little bit, and just make sure when the linkage down there is properly moving and whatnot. But I'll just show you real quick. I'm not going to do anything too extreme because I don't have a second set of hands if I get myself stuck out here. But focus that a little bit better, not make it too sick. Matter of fact, I might stop up here and just do some photos, because it's kind of a good place to do photos. So, and it does have locking hubs, and I didn't check to see if those were locked in, so I might have to mess with that a little bit. But there's a little ditch down here, and we'll just easily not roll myself while I'm not buckled up in this thing. The CJ5s are a total trip to wheel in, because they're so short. I'm sure if if you've had one, then you already know that. But it's they're almost like a toy wheeling in these things. They really are. I mean, you got to be a little more careful because they're a little shorter. But and yeah, I'm not spinning up front. So let's see if we can get her to lock in and at least get your four-wheel drive showing. Oh shit! Excuse my French. Oh, okay. Alright, that actually was locked in, so I must not be. Make sure the other one's locked in. I must not still be in. And it is open, so I might be spinning over here too, but yeah, both axles are locked in, so that's why I like doing videos, because it's when I drove this thing, I drove it quite a ways actually when I got it. So then I had Jerry go through it, and that's when we noticed the fuel tank thing, which I don't know. So, all right, let's see. I wish I had an actual shifter. I have one in the yard. I'll see if I can put back. It might have been in, maybe it was in when we got it. So I'm in enough of a soft dirt area that if we're gonna be able to see these things. Not spinning it all up there. So definitely not in full drive. Okay, oh, maybe we got it now. Looks a little more promising. Yep, there we go. Okay, so low is all the way back. And with this soft adobe dirt, I probably won't be able to go up this, but look at that, we went right up. Sweet. All right, that made my night. Okay, so that's it. I'm gonna do some photos of it and see if the e-brake holds. gimbal on me again. Tilt columns go a long ways. They're hard to find. I don't have one for this Jeep, but if you're a tall guy like me, I'm 6'3". That's a pain in the ass to get out of a CJ5. It's part of the reason I have the later models, so the CJ7s. But nonetheless, if you're a short guy or you have a tilt column or you want to put on a list for me, I can find you one and we'll go that route. But this is really a cool looking Jeep here, and it's kind of at an angle right now, so I probably have to, for photos, put it down a little bit. But in the windshield frame, looks like it might be adjusted up a little high. But there's a little bit of adjustment in those. And then, of course, you can do whatever you want with it as well. If you want to go back to a roll bar. Now that it's out here, I kind of wish it had the roll bar in it. But we have, like I said, I have one in the yard. We can work something out on, or you can buy the roll bar, or I can throw the old one, the one that came with it in. Okay, so it's got a couple gallons of fuel, so I haven't checked lights yet, but hopefully this stuff all works. Yep, good there. And good there, okay. See if we got any turn signals. No turn signal on the left side. On the rear, none on the front. So I'm betting we got a, yeah, so there's probably a relay, because there's a blinker module in these things. So we'll, that's just, that kind of stuff I'm stating to you now. Not gonna go through it, that's part of the fixing it up. If you want us to go through the thing, we can do that too. We actually have a Jeep sitting here, it's a 70 that just got shipped from LA, that we're doing a power steering conversion on, disc brakes, power brakes. That's a little harder one. This one's actually all bolt on. That one you actually have to weld on to do all that stuff. So we could buy this and we can go in. We're not gonna do paint because we don't do that, but we could go in and do other things that, being that we're a yard, have a little bit more at our disposal, and can go forth. So got oil pressure, that's working, battery gauge working. You got odometer there. I don't know if you can see that or not. Okay, we got fan speed. And I know some of the back wasn't hooked up with wires, so it might just be wiring that just needs to be hooked up with this stuff too. So let's see if we got any wipers here. And without knobs on them, and we can try to find you some knobs. So okay, so I'm gonna get a little flat so I can take better photos of it, but e-brake works, and yeah, we'll go from there. Okay, appreciate you taking the time. Definitely look us up and do your research on who we are and what we normally do, and then message me in a few weeks if you're looking for a CJ5 tub and we don't end up getting this one sold for what we need out of it, and it's nowhere near what we can part it for. So definitely give us a holler, because if it, like I said, if not, it will. I'll just end up parting it out. So a little bit easier selling parts, Okay, I'll turn it off here and pop out of this thing, get my butt out of it. Okay, all right, that's it. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the time. And like I said, if you have any, turn off the headlights here, have any knowledge on it, or kind of know if I've seen another one you've seen, definitely give me a call, because I'd love to pick your brain. And I know a lot of old timers out there love chit-chatting about these things too. So all right, partsbreakers.com, 303-666-9020. That's our shop phone. Cell phone 970-208-7610.